Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Nexus Gaming Series Div B West. Top of the standings, first place, 10-0 Bellvue College versus GF Gaming. Joining me, co-caster extraordinaire, Famous. How's it going, my friend?
Pretty good. It's good to be back in the Mongoose channel. Excited for a good match tonight.
Yeah, that's where the party's at. If you joined us for our first game, we had some Div E or extravaganza because there were some spicy drafts those games, let me tell you.
Yeah, always a fun time in the E division.
Yeah, I really enjoy kind of casting all over the place. Um, the upper divisions, the play is cleaner. They really pull off some, you know, the execution is impressive. And then you go to the lower ones and you get these kind of off meta picks, these weird pet picks, one tricks, different strategies that you just wouldn't see at Heroic, and these fun, unpredictable games. It's just totally different, and each one is kind of enjoyable, and it's in a very different way.
Yeah, for sure. It keeps you on your toes if nothing else. So
yeah, when the second draft was tankless, and I was like, I don't know what's going on. All right, so we do have GF almost here. Going to get Bellvue early, if I remember.
I'm gonna redo my paper then, because I got them on the wrong side.
GF is the left team. Bellvue College will.
Perfect. So we're starting her off in Tomb of the Spider Queen. Lovely. Good map. Good map.
Yeah. In casting, I just love variety, and I haven't casted this one. I'm excited about it, and I was happy to see Volskaya Foundry Band. I don't really want to cast there a little bit. I had, I think, 6 consecutive matches on Volskaya Foundry. Marvels.
Yeah, I can get a little stale if you're always on the same maps. I'm definitely bigger fans of certain ones over others.
Of course,
I like that. I do like the Tomb of the Spider Queen. Nice rotational map.
Yeah, unfortunately, in the NGS pool, the maps I don't like aren't there. So really, it's fine wherever. The only one I don't particularly care for is Praxis, but other than that, they're all different and unique in their own ways.
It's true.
I do like, though, going to Tomb and Towers of Doom. I like it when you get these two maps that have such drastic style differences, watching how teams adjust, or maybe one map will accentuate one team's strength over another. Those are always fun to see.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Tomb and Towers both have that kind of rotational aspect to it, but then there's more of the poking, prodding style. It's more effective on Towers, whereas Tomb you can get some siege going and things like that, and wave clear is a little bit more important as well. Oh, it's fun. Nice little mix up. Should be interesting.
Towers came out, I did not like it. I really didn't like it. But it's probably my favorite map. It seems like every time you have one of those games, like, oh my god, I can't believe that just happened. It seems like it's always Towers of Doom.
Yeah, it just breeds really awesome entertainment moments, if anything else, just for viewers. Like if you look at HGC, I think some of the better matches tend to come down to the Towers of Doom. I don't know if you caught that Dignitas Gen G in the mid-season brawl, but that was pretty ridiculous.
I was at mid-season.
Were you? Oh my god, I am so jealous.
Because I live close to there, so
it
was just about a 30-minute drive for me.
Just a hip scop.
Yeah, hop, skip, and a jump.
Yeah, that's the one.
And it was good to see. I went to the first live event I went to was 2 years ago. Before the formation of HGC as we know it,
Mm-hmm.
It was one of the regional qualifiers to qualify for the big events. And Burbank is also where the new studio now, where the
Right. Yeah.
Overwatch event. So I went to the Burbank studio where it was at on the first day was on a Friday. There were like 10 people. I mean, there were probably 25 seats and 10 people in the stand. And I knew at least 3 to 5 of them were somehow directly affiliated with the team. I mean,
Right.
there was like basically almost nobody there. And then to go to mid-season brawl, were not quite full the final day. I think that the setup they said held something 400 or so, and it was probably like 3/4 full, I would say.
That's awesome.
And the setup is night and day. So the original Burbank had like just chairs and like, and now they have it. It's like a permanent actual setup.
Right on.
Well, enough vamping. We have 10 players here. I think that means we can get going.
I think we've effectively stalled the dead air.
We did.
Ooh, I was gonna say some Deckard portrait synergy, but spoiled by the Brightwing, and then the others like some Chromie portrait synergy, spoiled by the Leoric.
Those two guys did not get the. All right, we have one ready. We have another ready. Famous.
Here we go.
Here we go. Welcome to Tomb of the Spider Queen. Gentlemen, Famous, is Asmodan going to make it through the first 4?
I hope not. My last series I was casting with Mega Man on Infernal Shrines, there was an Asmodunk who straight carried the game. He had 0 deaths, top damage, top XP, top siege damage, top kills, and maybe not top assists, but up there. Pretty effective hero right now.
Yeah, it's if you would have gone back a year ago and say we're going to be in the first ban as trainer meta, would have been laughed at heartily. But as the world we live in now, first ban white main, Bellvue College does not want to see her, and I understand why. My boys and I her through last night. Boy, did we regret that. I don't know if she's overpowered, but she is really annoying.
Yeah, that scary priest lady is pretty nuts. If you can't kill her, she will kill you and heal her entire team in the process. She's pretty wild.
She might be my vote for most annoying hero to play. Genji ban or GF Gaming.
Yeah, GF might disagree with you with the Genji ban.
They might. I know we played last night. We Lornadoed her into our whole team, and I don't know how. She didn't die. It was very frustrating. I'm not.
I imagine. She's got that 40 armor and then a team cleanse as well, pretty strong. So we got a support choke coming out from Bellvue College.
Top 2 supports, Whiteman and Deckard, probably right now. We're not going to see them, at least this one. Here's the $1 million question: is the Asmo ban coming out here from GF Gaming? They are thinking about it.
Yeah, they'll leave Maiev available as well. Pretty powerful at the moment.
Yeah, the meta actually right now, there's probably, I don't know, 6 to 10 heroes that you could make a legit argument for banning. So that means some of them are always available.
There's the Asmo.
No, and no hesitation either. That was like an instant.
No. So I imagine take a support.
I think you
probably the Alex.
And I think you got to take Johanna away. You can't compare the Johanna.
Yeah, for sure. That's a pretty good solid synergy. That gives away Urel as well, and the potential Maiev if they want to go into it. This is a scary situation. They decide to ignore all of that and go with the Purification Salvo Lightning Breath Wombo combo.
Executed. It is really good. Diablo may be the top right now that certainly make that argument.
He's up there. He
is.
Might see that. Actually, I would, definitely take Johanna with Asmo.
Yeah, I mean, I would be surprised to not see. Instead, they go
Jaina Martin.
Well, the Jaina does pseudo accomplish the same. not
Yeah,
as efficient.
sets up
Yeah.
for the wave clear portion. I just even outside of the stacking part of the Asmodan, the Johanna actually just really facilitates earlier dunks. You know,
Mhm.
just pulling their whole team together really makes it a lot easier for the Asmo. But Muradin can get some lockdown, pretty effective into a Phoenix. Can cancel the salvo with the Stormbolt as well as a warp out. Cassia
Cassia, we are
plan.
seeing a lot more of her lately. Has really been all over. Not here
Yeah.
today.
Seems kind of odd. I still think they'll take an offlaner and a support, I imagine, and not another backliner
So both
on this.
teams still don't have a support.
We could see a third support BAM. Would be odd considering the next two picks go to GF, but never know.
There's an
There
Alex,
is.
but
Wow.
still leaving Alex up there with the Diablo and Alex pair so
Yeah.
well together. Wonder.
Hmm. Does this mean a Stukov priority for GF, or maybe they want to go Karazim or something?
Yeah, I mean a Karazim seven-sided with a Diablo is bad.
Yeah. Good pressure on. Oh, there's a Rhaegar pick.
So they don't go with the Alex, they go with the Rhaegar instead and the
And the
Tychus to put
Tychus.
some pressure on the Muradin.
Hmm. Okay. That I guess makes some sense towards the Cassia removal, the blinds for the double auto attack.
Yeah, I mean Tychus and Phoenix will definitely put out a lot of damage. It's a really damage intense.
I'd like to see maybe a Blaze or Yarel come out here, and then whatever support they'd like. It is the Alex, and it's a
Alex draws
Thrall.
a Thrall. So very heavy line and a lot of hit points. You know, something we don't talk about with Asmodan a lot, but he actually has one of the largest health pools. Nice chunk of health you got to bring down before you can finally finish him off.
Yeah, he's a big boy with nipple rings.
Multiple nipple
Calling it
rings.
like it is. Yeah, multiple nipple rings. What will
Who's
be
it
the
going to be?
final pick?
Malthael. It's funny, I
Malthael.
was thinking
Wow.
Malthael.
I thought they'd go for the Urel, considering they already had some percentage base damage. But I mean, Malthael can put some serious pressure onto the Asmodan and Muradin.
You know, a lot of times Muradin players like to kind of dwarf toss away at the last minute, the last right, so ruin that real fast.
Yeah, that's the old escape and get your third win going.
Really.
Down the bands here.
All right, well, I am setting this up. Famous. Who won the draft?
Pretty conflicted. Both teams got, I think, what they wanted. For the most part, it looks like GF is a little more in tune to the counter drafting portions. They did draft a whole bunch of percentage damage on for the Asmodan, but I don't really think, or in theory, he should be out that far. He should be kind of poking from a distance, and it should be Thrall and Muradin manning that front line. So I think I'm going to give it over to Bellvue College. I think Asmodan's going to scale super hard, stack effectively with that Jaina, and get some big old dunks.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason you just don't see, especially on Tomb, you don't see Asmodan get through many drafts. Excuse me, there's a reason for that.
Yeah.
But also the percentage-based damage will help into the Asmodan and the Muradin. Big fat health pool of Asmo.
Yeah, on the flip side, though, they do have that Lightning Breath Purification Salvo, which
Mhm.
can net them a lot of damage. Had they picked up a Blaze that was opposed to that Thrall, they would have an effective counter in the bunker to prevent that damage. But yeah, the Thrall pickup will give them a little bit more kill potential, I guess.
Yeah, on Thrall, I actually really like Thrall, not necessarily for this game, but generally speaking, I like Thrall's place right now because one of the few heroes that can basically be equally effective in like the 4-man, or you can flex him in the solo if you need to. You can kind of pick him early and you're not locking yourself down to a selection, both. So he's actually a pretty flexible pick.
Yeah, he's really good in like the first 2-3 picks as in a drafting principle, because you can just flex your draft however you want to and be a little bit more reactive.
And not only in him flexing, but both his heroics too.
Mm.
Earthquake probably more common nowadays, but Sundering has a place as well, and both can really
Absolutely, especially into a Rhaegar actually, who can actually ancestral or cleanse himself, which is his big boons to saving people. So given a little bit more single target damage, if Rhaegar ever steps too far out of bounds and Thrall's got a good angle on him, just rip that Sunder, get some Jaina Azmodan follow up, and that's a dead doggo.
So keys to the game, I think GF Gaming has to get up early. Asmo, they want to be take an early lead. So speaking of GF Gaming, the blue team here, we have Pacific Breeze playing Diablo, Zelnaruk on Malthael, CFC Star on Phoenix, Cajun Canuck on Tychus, and Star Kitten on Rhaegar.
And in the red, we have Bellvue College with Kamamamo on Azmodan, Winamon on Alexstrasza, Alex Dude Guy on the Murden, uh, wow, Catomes on Jaina, and I missed Thrall, played by Blank.
So I think if you're the side of GF Gaming here, you really want to be aggressive in your rotations. I mean, you have so much damage with Tychus and Phoenix. Pacific Breeze really wants to grab somebody, lock him down, get these early kills, and get an early lead. Don't want to let Asmo stay even as he continues to scale into the...
Yeah, for sure. I think the key for them is to just disrupt the rotations as much as possible and try and snowball the game. Because Asmo be scaling.
And I think, I try not to ignore the solo lanes. They never get any love in the cast. They're always off to the side. So we'll try to pop down there, take a look at the Thrall Malthael matchup. But just kind of initially, it looks like Malthael's kind of bullied back. After this wave, we'll take a peek down.
Yeah, Thrall does fairly well into the Malthael just because of the chain lightning. So trade effectively.
For sure. That's one of the things with Malthael. If his opponent is a melee hero that has to get up in there, he's probably going to win. And if his opponent, like somebody like Thrall or Phoenix, is somebody that can poke and clear, they do a little better into the Malthael. But Malthael holding his own right now.
Yeah, no talent seem out of the ordinary here. We do have increased race strike range from Malthael, Wolf Run from Rhaegar. Nothing too wild, nothing too wild. Gluttony comes out from Azmodan, get those stacks going a little quicker.
Looks to me like Bellvue College with the combination of Jaina and now Pacific Breeze is positioned aggressively. Only one that can go into is Muradin, but that was a really good stun. He is able to dwarf toss to safety. But what I started to say was I think Bellvue College is actually winning this rotation just a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like GF is kind of leaving that Phoenix up top a little bit more, making sure they get that side soak going a little bit. Just going to laser down, get a little damage on Muradin. It'll be interesting to see who blinks first and goes for their hard camp. Get those knights pushing down mid lane.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I don't think either one of these teams can really afford to pull anybody out of lane right now. They're going pretty even. I did peek down in on the Malthael Thrall matchup. Those guys are going about even. I mean, the gems are 37 to 31. The level is dead even. Basically, neither side has any structure damage. So it'll be interesting to see if they send somebody to those merc camps and maybe give a little bit in the lane, or that's not something they're willing to do.
Yeah, I'd like to see them move the Phoenix down to bottom to kind of bully the Thrall a bit and then have Malthael go towards the camp. But it looks like they're going to send the Rhaegar and the Phoenix straight to the camp.
There it was. GF Gaming the first to move out of the laning phase, leaving Tychus and Diablo to dual soak as best they can. Bellvue College has made no such adjustment, and actually I don't know if they realize quite yet, they will probably about now, that Phoenix and Rhaegar are missing. Now Muradin actually going to take this opportunity to turn in 24 gems, the Shadow Charge onto the Azmodan. Nothing coming of it there. Tychus in a little bit of trouble, does eat a Globe of Annihilation, and it's pretty low.
Yeah, just getting chunked down here is, ooh, as Azmodan gets completely wombo comboed, or not really a wombo, but just comboed by Diablo.
Yeah, that was a nice job there by GF Gaming to actually use the spell armor there. They were safely ensconced in the spell armor of the merchant there. Pacific Breeze able to get a hold of the Asmodan, and then they turn and immediately get first Webweaver phase. So pretty clean here by GF Gaming, just a slight overstep from Asmodan, and that was all it took to take him out, put pressure on this mid lane here, and secure first turn-in.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want. Early turn-ins for GF here, trying to snowball the game as best they can, get an early kill, open up the wall a little bit with that Merc camp, and see if they can get a little bit more here with this first turn-in. They do have that 7 talent tier advantage, so look to push pretty hard in this top lane and open up the boss lane.
That's the lane that you see teams prioritize more often than not. Tomb sometimes can be a little hard to open up those win conditions. The objective is not too terribly powerful. It is very common for these games to end on the boss, and you'll see the teams really prioritize the top lane.
Yeah, especially GF, who's going to be looking to end the game earlier rather than later. Just trying to have an earlier win condition with that boss is probably a smart move. Looks like they're going to rotate on this Jaina. If she's not careful, she's going to get dog bitten, totemed, and then Diablo charged.
There's the dog bite. No totem, though, from Star Kitten. Instead, they are going to take down this mid fort. These minions won't be around much longer, and they realize that, and they will not tank the fort. Murd Dwarf tosses, misses the Storm Bolt. Cleanse from Star Kitten was there anyway, just in case.
Yeah, good reaction time there. Just making sure.
So now
Malphite's
Bellvue
got the block on Malphite's got the block on Thrall on bottom there. Sorry.
So Thrall trying to sneak in 30 gems. GF Gaming has responded. Malthael able to poke him out, and this is our first real 5-on-5 here of this game.
Yeah. Oh, Shadow Charge onto Jaina, flip onto her. Alexstrasza's pop Dragon. Look for GF to back out here.
They do. This will allow Thrall to turn in his 30. And Alexstrasza showing her power. Once that Dragon Queen is popped, it is really the get out of dodge button. Nice
Storm
wing
Bolt.
buffet and a Storm Bolt. Page and Canuck.
Oh!
7! Oh! 7 hit points. Alexstrasza able to sneak in the last bit of damage there.
Yeah, a little bit of barbecue for you.
So, not really a whole lot of deaths this game. It's been pretty clean for the most part. And worth noting that both of the deaths really as a result of somebody being where they shouldn't be. Asmo stepped up just a little too much. Tychus and Phoenix were out just a little too far, and both teams really punishing that poor position.
Yeah, it looks like Rhaegar might be the next one to go down here as he steps a little bit too far out as well.
I think he ate some of the arcane damage from the Webweaver too.
Yeah, Jaina got some good poke on him as well. There's a Storm Bolt onto Tychus. Murden can jump. Oh, there's a good stun from Pacific Breeze. He has the Dwarf Toss still, I believe. He could have jumped on top of the Diablo, maybe slow him down a bit with their ults coming online.
So this turn-in much more effective from the side of Bellvue. They get top fort and they rotate down to mid. And
there's a gank on bottom. Earthquake's out. Ooh, Thrall should go down. It's a good win.
Nice counter, and here comes the Globe!
Oh!
From downtown! Globe of Annihilation takes out the Malthael. Both sides have heroics, and we will go over them once these teams stop pressing buttons at
Mongoose, we do have a haymaker out from our murdered player.
I saw that.
Oh boy, this is going to be a fun game.
You're seeing it more and more.
Good buns.
Heals from Pacific Breeze, they're really kind of honing in on that Phoenix, and the globes are already doing work. One globe from Asmodan is taking his shield from full health down to about half. So for the side of Bellevue College, we have Ring of Frost for Haymaker Playmaker from Murd, and Earthquake from Thrall. Pool of Sin is what it's called now? Tide of Sin.
Tide of Sin, yes.
And Cleansing Flame from Alexstrasza, as opposed to the more traditional Lifebinder we've seen lately.
Yeah, and on the side of GF, we have that Commandeer Odin, Lightning Breath, Last Rites, Purification Salvo, and Ancestral Healing.
So what do you think of the Cleansing Flame over Lifebinder, especially with Murden not having Avatar? I think that would be a little bit of a...
So I think that tells me that Thrall might be a little bit more of an aggressive style player, and they might be having him solidify kills with a Cleansing Flame on top of him. Kind of that healing / damage ability, specifically going into fights going off here. Commandeer opens up, huge Ring of Frost into Earthquake. Ancestral is not going to go off in time. Lightning Breath won't do much because everyone's already dead. And Commandeer Odin should be next. This should be an immediate boss call.
That Ring of Frost, back-breaking.
Yeah.
Catrums on Jaina catching 3, and that fight was over.
Yeah, that was before the Earthquake. No setup there. That was just a raw ring. I was going to say that Cleansing Flame plus the Thrall would solidify kills, and I don't remember what the rest of my train of thought was, but I think it was something intelligent. I can't remember, though.
And I don't know if you saw, the Lightning Breath and Salvo both came out, but Phoenix died.
Yeah.
So they were trying to counter-engage, but too much damage too fast. Bellvue Gaming showing why they are undefeated so far this season.
Yeah, good synergy coming out from them. And I do remember why the Cleansing Flame makes sense. It's because of the Rhaegar not being able to save himself. So just having that little extra bit of damage to focus down the dog makes a lot of sense. Chase him down.
So Bellvue College takes the boss, takes the free turn in, and now they're going to take mid-court also.
Yeah, this is looking like the team who didn't need to snowball the game is snowballing the game. So this doesn't bode well for GF.
Yeah, good teams aren't going to let up. And when you get an Asmodan who's up on you 2-3 levels mid-game, that's trouble. Those globes are going to be amplified that much more with a level differential.
Yeah, bottom fort's going to go down here undefended. Looks like they're going to clear top, or mid, excuse me, and then clear top with some Malthael. And then mounted defense at the keep front wall. The wall should go down for free. Past that, we'll see what happens.
So there will be a small window here after this Web Weaver phase is done, where GF Gaming is going to be on the same talent tier. That's kind of their chance to make something out of this.
Yeah, they got to do it sooner rather than later.
Like
this,
now.
Yeah. There is minion wave mid, and then maybe 1.5 more minion waves, means 16.
I think that window is going.
Yeah, if they can just take these towers here. Looks like they're gonna sniff out the potential flank. Huge dunk hitting 5 members. The ring catches Tychus, he goes down, Ancestral's not enough in time. Purification Salvo plus Diablo gets the Jaina. Asmodan should fall as well. Malthael's next, and Diablo should go down. It's a 4 for 2?
That was quite the bloodbath there.
Yeah, hard to keep track of that.
Yeah, the Lightning Breath Salvo did go out, and that's the reason those 2 members of Bellvue fell.
Malthael was also getting some good pressure onto the Asmodan.
Yes, he was. He actually got the last rights on the Asmo, but he actually died before the last rights was able to take effect.
Yeah, unfortunately for GF, Tychus just got incinerated immediately, and Ancestral was in fact used on him and then not available for anyone else because it didn't go off, but still goes on a cooldown.
Yeah, he was the only member for Cajun Canuck there caught in that Ring of Frost. The cleanse was there, but he actually, instead of trying to move out, he popped Odin instead, and it just wasn't enough.
Level 16 is now available. We do have Northern Exposure coming from Jaina, so even more burst damage there. Imposing Presence coming out of Muradin actually makes sense with the double auto attacks, like that pickup.
I see out of the Jaina, I normally prefer the rooting talent that I can't think of the name of right now to kind of self-set up your Ring of Frost, but clearly he hasn't needed the extra setup.
Yeah. Northern Exposure and the other one.
Chilling Root or
something like that. I will check. So that's gonna bug me.
So aggressive rotation here by Bellvue. Muradin does find members, and there is the haymaker on the Rhaegar. He's being slowed by Alex. He's being slowed by Jaina. Star Kitten running for his little wolf life, and so far, he is getting away, and Bellvue gonna let him go and re-engage here on the top. Commandeer Odin comes out. Diablo goes down. Phoenix and Malthael are in the top lane. Not quite on the same page there for GF Gaming. They lose Tychus and Diablo. Diablo back right away, but he is much squishier now as has paid his souls for the resurrection.
Yeah, he's got no soles for his shoes. He's just gonna be running on bare feet.
I expected you to go, he's got no souls, Cotton. That's where I was waiting for.
Yeah, not quite that clever. Not quite that clever.
So this is going to be
dodgeball reference.
double keep play coming out.
I did check the Jaina talent. It was, oh my god, now I forget. Numbing Cold, is that right?
Numbing Cold, that sounds right. I'm gonna say this what it is.
Numbing Blast.
Numbing Blast, there it is.
Close enough.
So small silver linings for GF. They have same talent tier 4 now, and they have turn in. This is their. You have to try to force a fight here. You have to force a fight.
This is absolutely their best chance to fight. Yeah, they need to fight right now.
And you know what? I
got a turn in.
I like the call from Bellvue. They don't need. I mean, look at how far the lanes are out. This turn in just doesn't mean a lot today.
Yeah, they want 20s before they do anything.
Yeah, and now GF after this basically doesn't have threat on the map.
Yeah. This mid fort will net them a lot of experience if they can get it. Unfortunately, the other two lanes are in fact too pushed up, and with catapults, those Swell Weavers won't really do anything but de-push.
So they are popping Commandeer Odin, and they are committing to this mid fort. Fantastic patience by the side of Bellvue. They're literally just waiting for 20. They're actually not doing anything until the trickle HP gets them level 20, which will be any moment now.
Yeah, they have a stacked up Asmodan who can just launch some big old balls from far away and no reason to go up close.
And look at the light switch. As soon as 20 hit, they just went way aggro. GF Gaming went way into retreat mode.
Yeah, looks to clear up some lanes, get a little bit of experience from these side push. Yeah, well, I can't remember. Did Bellevue College have enough gems for a turn-in?
They were like 6 away, so they will have them when this is over.
Okay.
They'll collect them.
Looks like they're posturing for boss.
Oh, I mean, that Web Weaver in the bottom is still, there it goes. Oh, they're baiting it. They're 100% baiting it. Gaming not taking the bait just yet.
Looks like they have no interest in fighting over boss. Probably thinking they've pretty much taken it and they're not willing to fight pre-20, and they have a keep in that top lane, so willing to
losing
let
a
it
third
go.
keep at this point would be brutal, though. But they've chosen to do that. Instead, they're going to get the bruiser camps to get a little counter pressure mid.
Now, a boss plus Web Weavers is 100% game.
Yeah, well, and they have it too. Web Weaver phase will be coming up here shortly. Instead, they're actually rotating onto Diablo. GF Gaming backing up. There's the Dwarf Toss, Stormbolt, and the slows from Jaina as the Ice Lances are hitting. There's the vulnerability out of Jaina's.
Commandeer Odin has been popped as well.
And it looks like, what's Bellvue going to do? Are they going to take the turn in? Are they going to push in with boss? They're going to push in with the boss.
There's a ring.
Nice cleanse on Malthael, but doesn't matter. He gets destroyed by a combination of Jaina and the Globe of Annihilation. GF Gaming in full retreat. Victory march here coming for Bellvue College. Playmaker able to isolate out the Phoenix. He goes down. Game 1 will be going over Bellvue College. Now 11-1 in NGS Season 5.
Not bad.
No, that's
not
pretty
bad
good
at all.
Yeah, I'll take that way more than my team's 4-8.
Well, we're 2-10, so.
Oh, ouch! You guys got bumped to heroic though, right? Or A or heroic?
Div A.
Div A. There's some good teams up there.
Well, I don't know. 3 of our members are kind of MIA at the moment, so
that makes it harder too.
Rebuilding season for us.
That's right.
Unfortunately, we got promoted.
Reboot and be ready to go. All right. Anything jump out at you with the numbers?
Asmodan crushed it, obviously. 54,000 damage, 170,000 siege. Pretty impressive. Did have 2 deaths. So did get caught out a little bit. One of those was, in fact, from that team fight. the mid game, I believe, and the
Right.
other one was a pick earlier on. Rhaegar had some pretty nice cleanses, and that one ancestor at the end was really nice, but did miss a couple early on. But that wasn't really his fault. Basically, Tychus just was blown up in like half a second, so it's hard to blame him.
This is what good teams do. This game was really close. All that 3-man Ring of Frost in the lane,
Mm.
big team fight win. They took the game by the throat, and it was basically over after that. There was no point after that moment where Bellevue College did not have.
Yeah, that was a monster play. Jaina definitely put on her big boy pants and
The
put on a big
unassisted
old ring.
triple Ring of Frost.
Not bad, not bad. Actually, setting up for the earthquake, the traditional setup for the
Yeah, of
the ring.
course. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right,
we're
so
going to Towers of Doom. It's gonna be fun. Love
I
this map. Personal
love this.
favorite.
Mine as well. Was Bellevue's choice to then get first pick to belong other team. So do you think Asmo gets through? This isn't one of the maps you see him on quite as much. Towers is very much,
Ooh.
but
Yeah,
but
I doubt we'll see him come through this draft. If I had to make a prediction, being so bold.
that's what you get paid the big dollars for. Here to make.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, the big dollars. Past that, I don't know. We didn't see any priority into the Maiev, which is pretty funny. This is my third matchup tonight, and I've been pretty much just begging teams to pick her.
You know,
Nobody has done it.
I haven't seen a lot of her this season.
See, like my games is Maiev first pick, first ban.
Huh.
So maybe that's an uncomfortably numb special and follows me into Hero League for some reason, but
Maybe
I don't know.
it's always interesting to hear that, perspective, because there's so many heroes right now that, each team develops their own opinions and prioritize and who they don't like.
Yeah.
And then there's, kind of the general meta, but hearing, individual players and other teams' perspective beyond that, it's really fascinating because like my team, no prioritization. I don't really see her banned in our game.
Huh.
So, and we're in the same. These both of these teams are in my division. So,
Right.
playing.
Well, so you'd have better insight into it than I would, so we probably won't see that Maiev tonight.
Yeah, ironically, the team I've been seeing playing her the most in games that I've watched and casted is actually Div C Regen Red, my sister team. Playing her a lot. I expect to see teams starting to ban her out. These guys are sweet.
I think so.
The Wennemann's on.
Yeah.
There it is. Oh, you don't see 4 master level orders in Div B much.
That's interesting. Blank's MMR might not be the greatest if I'm making a prediction. If they have 4 master players.
Yeah, I mean, typically in Div B, in my experience, most teams have like 1.
Mm-hmm.
Like, a bunch of plats usually is what I find. I don't think I've seen 4.
Like my Div A team is 1 master, and I'll count myself as a half a master because I'm like right there, but fluctuating
kind of
between it.
Flirt with it.
Yeah, and then we got like a silver, a platinum, a gold, another platinum. So interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Well, no wonder they're doing well.
Right?
Looks like we got some readies out.
We are. We do have the readies out. Hitting the start button. And this draft on Doom.
Ooh, so what's Asmodan priority? What else are you seeing? Have you saw any Sergeant Hammer this season?
Not really.
See, I was expecting everyone to be playing Hammer coming off the mid-season brawl and just watching HGC.
Now
but I haven't seen any of it.
I've seen a couple of games in Div B where it looked like a team was setting up for it and it was banned. But I don't think I've seen it picked yet.
Well, there's a Genji. I'd love a hammer. I think she's awesome, and I think she's great on towers.
She is great on tower. Very good on tower.
Also love Medivh on Towers of Doom. Pretty
Yeah,
awesome.
don't see a lot of Medivh running around either. But he's really good. I think the issue
Lightning.
um, with Medivh is it's not necessarily on the Medivh player
Hmm.
play him well, just as much or more so on the Medivh teammates
Yeah.
to take advantage of the plays the portal set.
I just find from like a shot calling perspective, Medivh is just so fascinating because you kind of like you cheat the game. You can just speed up rotations. You can, you know, jump between lanes pretty quick. You can finish a Merc camp, and then if you're on like the Shaman camp on Battlefield of Eternity, for example, you can go immediately from the Shaman camp right to the God, is it Immortal?
Yeah, the Immortal. Yeah.
The Immortal, which is I think is just it's pretty bonkers. There's the Azmodan ban we were expecting.
And not only that with the Medivh, while we're talking about a Phoenix ban coming to Bellevue, I think one of the underappreciated people talk about the portals and the protect, and that's all true. But the fact that you can just bird stalk the other team's tank,
Yeah.
you literally cannot gank them.
I think like if you're playing a Muradin, I think you actually just sit behind your gate and let your team four-man and then come out at objective time.
Kind of, yeah. And when you're behind or in a position where you have to make a play, if the other team has a Medivh, it's really hampering
Yeah.
because you can't bush, you can't set up an ambush or that because Medivh knows all. First pick Rainer for Diablo, Deckard Cain for Bellevue.
Yeah, the Rainer's it's good. It's a good opener. Just kind of keeps the draft pretty neutral. I like the Diablo Deckard. It's a good combo. Lots of CC coming out from them.
Yeah, Rainer's in a good spot right now. When he first had his rework, he was high
Busted.
prioritize. Yeah, I think he's not quite. I think he's in a good place. He's
I
solid,
think
but
yeah,
not
he's like in my mind he's a slightly worse Phoenix, and that's mostly just because Purification Salvo is really good.
right. And the little extra mobility of it.
Yeah.
I don't know if, in my opinion, I don't know if he's pick or ban.
Nor mine. I think I would have rathered. No one has any interest in Yrel this game, but Yrel or Muradin or Dahaka, one of those kind of guys, or Amayev. But
Alfurion ban
doesn't look
again.
like
I
that.
wonder if that's a target. With
It
Stance of the
might be.
Storm and all these casts are able to do each other. I know I see targeted bans that are clearly targeted bans again.
Mm-hmm.
So my guess would be that that's a target ban. Not that Malf is bad, but you don't just see him highly prioritized in the meta right now.
Cassia. But that tells us they're going for a second auto attacker.
Maybe. I mean, Cassia's really good in Rainer, and she kind of makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. I might read into things too much then. I'd like to see Uriel come out. Pairs really well with Diablo. Just gives that extra armor on 4. Light of the Aegis, 35 armor every 4 seconds or so. It's pretty ridiculous. There's the Malthael.
And
Should do
Greymane.
fairly well into the Dahaka. Greymane, awesome for picking up those sappers. Controlling the bottom lane.
So who is going to come out, round out the roster of F?
I wouldn't mind like a Stukov for like a nice kill comp with that Muradin. And then a mage personally, maybe like a Li Ming to round that out for an extra burst damage. It's a Karazim and a Jaina.
That's your mage.
Yeah, I like the Karazim as well, actually.
Do we see a playmaker into 7-sided again?
That'd be pretty juicy, and I think I would love that. But I mean, if I'm ever playing Muradin and you're casting me, Mongoose, like I'm gonna pick Avatar. I'm a responsible adult, guys. I'm not gonna, take the punchy alt. That's just my opinion, but
Well, I am 90% in agreement. Having said
okay.
that,
Ooh.
our my team's sister team, Regen Black, which is heroic, their tank player swears by Haymaker.
Really?
Yeah, and they've been taking it into open division. They've been doing pretty solid, and he's been. I've talked to him. He's like, "You gotta try it, dude. Just try it for a week. You'll never go back." So I've been kind of sneaking it in my games here and there.
Okay.
I even
Okay.
took it into Hero League. Now, granted, when I did that, it was for a very specific reason. That was Hero League drafts are generally dumb,
Yep.
and
Sometimes.
our team had a squishy backline, and their team had a Sonya, and I only had Muradin to keep her back. He doesn't have enough sun, so I would just haymakers. Anytime she popped Wrath, knocked her back behind a wall, somewhere out of the. Because it was the only way I could keep Sonya off of the backline.
Yeah, it makes sense there. I mean, just an extra layer of peel is pretty useful if you're not being actually targeted by the opposition. I find just in coordinated play, the tanks end up being focused for so much damage
Mm-hmm.
that the extra sustain is usually fairly necessary, especially with Muradin's just level 4 and 13 synergy, where you get the called Thunderclap is the double W,
Yep.
and then the healing static coming out from 13 on top of the avatar just gives you so much sustain.
It does, and if I do go playmaker haymaker, it does affect the rest of my build because I kind of have to tank the other durability talents
Right.
to make up for the lack.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Whereas if
We
you take avatar, you could take the damage on your W at 15 if that's something that would help you. It gives you more options to go into those other talents. But if you go playmaker, stone form, healing static.
right. I think 13 is that Thunderstrike, just the single target 300% extra damage. That used to be like when I don't play that much Muradin anymore, but back in the day I used to, and it was just like a Muradin assassin. You just jump on a backliner and they're dead.
I actually copying from HGC, like, which I forget who it was, but one of the NA teams took it into a Genji, and
Oh, really?
yeah, and so basically it was if he hit the Stormbolt, Genji was dead. So Genji could not dive the backline because of that talent. All right, here we
Very
go
cool.
into game number 2. We'll start with the red team, Bellvue College. We have Alex Dude Guy on Diablo, Blank on Malthiel, Kamanmo on Kael'thas, Katrons on Greymane, and Weneman on Deckard.
The battle begins.
And on the blue side, we have GF Gaming with Pacific Breeze playing that Muradin. I'm gonna say Xylee Ruck on the Dahaka, Star Kitten on that Karazim, CFC Star on Rainer, and Cajun Canuck playing that Jaina. Yeah, we didn't talk about that Kael'thas pick. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I feel like he's coming around a little more. Actually, from what I've seen in our games at home, don't spread the living bomb. Oh no, why? The mage meta, actually, I think generally the meta overall is in a pretty good spot right now. But if you think about it, pretty much all of the mages have some level of viability. And you're seeing them. I mean, you see the Gul'dan from time to time, especially in rotational heavy maps when you're pairing with like an Ariel or a Johanna. You're seeing Jaina, obviously. You're Leeming in the blow-up comps, the reset comps. You see Kael'thas in a little bit of the same vein as Jaina. I like it. I mean, there's a lot of CC on the side of Bellvue, Deckard King. Kael'thas.
Yeah, for sure. I think it gives you like a traditional just Diablo stun flip into Kael'thas Vortex combo. There's a stun on the Muradin, as we say. There's a root. Diablo is kind of overextended here, though.
Yeah, they didn't punish him as much as I thought they would, because he went really deep to pressure Cajun Canuck out of that fight, and
They're gonna finish this camp.
He was successful in doing so, but I thought they would punish him more.
Dahaka's burrowing in.
Here comes Dahaka.
Diablo's dead.
Diablo is dead. As
Deckard Cain will follow.
Deckard
I
Cain.
assume? Oh, Pacific Breeze, you gotta get out.
This Deckard Cain is insane. He should never get out of that. Never, ever.
Oh, looks like they're gonna get the. Holy
They're gonna
crap!
get
This is a
Kael'thas,
lot
too.
of kills. Living Bomb is doing work, however. Malthael is gonna get some soak up top.
An early game barroom brawl, a team fight, a minute and 30 seconds into the game goes 4-1 in favor of GF Gaming. However, with that top lane soak, the XP dead even, no XP.
Yeah, that's the early game for you guys. Kills don't really mean too much. Waves, pretty important.
Yeah. I mean, they didn't lose any soak out of it, and they did
No,
get the
no, no.
camp.
Just you know, when my team likes to fight everyone middle all the time. If we just go to those side lanes there, you know, there's a lot of experience just sitting there.
Yeah, and this is actually a good segue as GF Gaming invading, pressuring back Greymane and Kalefoss. However, on the backside, Deckercan and Diablo are coming, and GF Gaming is in a bad spot. Jaina will go down, does get the Blizzard out to kind of zone for her team, but that was a really awkward engagement from GF Gaming. They basically got split in half. Nice dash from Starkid because he was going to go down.
Yeah, Karzim making the jukes. Unfortunately, it didn't have Dahaka quite as soon as I think they might have wanted. Plus, they were already pretty low to start that fight. And Jaina positioned herself right beside a wall, which Alex Dude Guy kind of likes.
Yeah,
big old
sure.
Diablo.
It was really awkward positioning. They kind of overextended, zoning away Kalefoss and Greymane when Diablo and Deckard came. Split a wedge right in the middle of GF Gaming. And I'm surprised they haven't got this yet. They do get the interrupt, and now GF Gaming being really aggressive.
I think Dahaka just channels this. Oh, Deckard might be able to get... No, he's not going to try it. Okay. That's a channel. Greymane, however, did get that camp up on bottom, so that's going to push into towers.
Yeah, what I started to say, this is actually a conversation, you know, when you're playing with your guys and game goes good, bad, or whatever, you know, you always have those post-game discussions. What did we do wrong? What did we change? What went right? We just had this conversation 2 nights ago. It was focusing on having purpose to our movement. If there's not a purpose to what you're doing, why are you doing it? So kind of just arbitrarily fighting in the mid lane for no reason doesn't accomplish anything. And it's, I think, one of the big differences between high-level pro games and lower-level tiers is that pros have purpose to everything that they do.
Absolutely. No time is wasted in HGC. Well, mostly no time is wasted. And the time that is wasted is usually exploited.
I think that's something some players get lost doing in the lull time. They maybe don't do anything. There is certainly a time to do nothing. Generally, you want to be doing something. Now, once again, Deckard and Diablo coming in on the flank. This time they are caught. GF Gaming in a much better position to deal with a Star Kitten dashing in and out and in and out. Laner is in trouble. Pacific Breeze did go in there to peel for him, but also bought in a living bomb for his troubles. Star Kitten unable to dash out of that. I really want to see GF Gaming be more aware of that living bomb. There have been a couple times they're passing that thing. Hot potato.
Yeah, fairly surprised they didn't bring that Dahaka down, considering that fight was kind of looming as they were all posturing for position there.
So it looks like Bellvue content to split. I'm a little surprised with Karazim down that they didn't try to invade, but they don't, opting to instead split 2 and both teams. Wow, my camera wigging out.
Fire on the Gravekeeper.
Greymane is going to pick up some extra experience on bottom, so a net little win there.
Yeah, I mean, these teams actually, this game is really close right now. Feels actually slightly in favor of GF Gaming, but experience is pretty even, very slight.
Rainer caught out middle, he's going down.
Now more of a slight lead for Bellvue.
Didn't see how that started, but ended with a Gravity Lapse Flame Strike. Probably a Diablo charge. Now there, it looks like they're going to pressure bottom. I like this play. Oh, they're going to back off to get the camp. Yeah, this bottom lane on Towers of Doom is just so backbreaking. If you can take it and keep it, and then having sapper pressures all game is just is pretty powerful.
Yeah, that's why the hammer is so valuable on here, because if you take that fort, she's so hard to do. Muradin checking all by himself, throws a Storm Bolt and a Dwarf Toss to make sure he gets to safety. But yeah, we mentioned the hammer in the pregame. She's so strong on towers because once you kind of lock that bottom keep in there, it's so hard to go into. And Abathur, for the same reason with the Mule, you see a lot of Abathur Towers of Doom with that kind of fixating on the bottom lane strategy.
Right. That Mule can be pretty oppressive on this map.
Absolutely.
As well. Level 10s here. Great minds. We have a stay a while and listen. Go for the throat. Lightning breath. Last rites and Phoenix.
And for GF Gaming, Ring of Frost, Rainer's Raiders, Isolation, Avatar, and Divine Palm.
Oh, it is Palm.
It is Palm. Ring of Frost does catch Greymane. No follow-up damage. Murden getting wrecked on the top.
Last rites out.
Last rites. Palm cancels
well
the
done.
last rites, but Rainer does go down. That was a huge Palm coming out from Star Kitten to cancel out the last rites. Rainer did go down on the backside.
Jaina's very low. They don't have the sustain to keep this going. They really should back out here on the side of GF Gaming.
Yeah, I agree. Only bad things are going to happen if they stay. And there's the bad things. Jaina goes down, Diablo walks away, and now Dahaka is in trouble. Does land the tongue on the mouth.
Should have Stormbolt. No.
Well, but they just don't have the damage without Rainer.
Isolation's out here as well. They're getting baited into this fight. They should not stay. There's going to be the Deckard combo. Dahaka should die for this. Stay a while and listen. He's going to get away. Wow. Well,
Rainer's Raiders doing work on the mouthfield, though.
The game rate will be enough to keep him alive. Yeah, no Phoenix use there, or came back online, I guess. 60 so it can cool down. Might have been used earlier. I didn't notice it. Nice palm, though, from that Karazim.
That was a huge...
Very well done.
It was just, literally just in the nick of time, too. Team's kind of posturing around the bottom lane. GF Gaming is going to try to move in on this bottom fort here. Dahaka is top. Mouthfield taking a ton of damage. These minions are about to be dead, though. GF needs to get out of here before they tank. Gillian Cocktail hits 3. And now Bellvue College is counter-engaging. Rainer's caught in the scroll of ceiling. Greymane dives in, unable to secure the kill. GF still not in full retreat mode now. Diablo does catch Star Kit and dashes to safety. Ring of Frost catches 2 or maybe 3. Rainer still goes down. Palm saves himself. Jaina goes down anyway. Stormbolt.
Yeah, staying a little bit too long, and again, not abusing that global as much as they'd like. They tend to bring the Dahaka down just a tad bit too late.
Yeah, I think some of the decision making on whether to take these engagements really set back GF Gaming, because they were dead even in this game. You know, on the last altar spawn, they lost Rainer, and rather than just cutting their losses, they stuck around and stuck around. They stuck around and were trying to get this bottom fort when their minions were dead, and ended up tanking, and it allowed the re-engage.
Yeah, they actually had Rainer's Raider as well, which could have tanked the fort, but unfortunately he was just outside of the fort range, just chilling.
Really got to be aware when the minions are going to go down. If you don't, like an Anubarak Beetle or something else, you can gazebo zombie wall.
Yeah, for sure, or like a Rhaegar totem or whatever you've got.
Or a Kerosene totem.
Yeah, that's absolutely. If Earth Ally was up, that'd have been a good use for it.
But instead, they slow into the scroll of ceiling, and now how's that? Probably a pretty nice Ring of Frost by Pigeon Connect.
Yeah, it was just a little bit too late on the follow-up. They were already almost dead. Lightning Breath was just doing so much work, along with those flame strikes.
Speaking of Lightning Breath,
huge breath.
Once again, Ring of Frost on top of it.
Good palm.
Another big Divine Palm keeps Jaina up.
Last rights look good. Karazim. Murden's very low. Ooh, Malthael goes down. So they get 1. Rainer can't stay. Oh, yeah, Diablo's got him. Ooh, a nice drag. For a second there, I thought he saved him. Then I realized that Diablo was not, in fact, alone. He has friends.
For a game that was so even, this one is spiraling out of control here pretty quick.
Yeah, it's kind of flipped the switch there, eh?
Yeah, and in these team fights, a lot of time I find that one team gets ahead of the other like this. It's hey, you know, we're making the right decisions. These guys are just out team fighting us. They're better than us mechanically, and it's costing us. And I don't think that's necessarily the case here, because in these team fights, I feel like GF is right there, but they're always down in the team fights, and I think it's actually the decision making punishing them and setting them behind on a team fights where they're fairly even mechanically in the team fight itself. But if you have two teams even mechanically, but one of them is up 3 levels, that's the team.
Absolutely, I agree. I mean, they're taking fights on the back foot constantly, which, I mean, at a certain point you need to, but if it's a 4v5, that's probably not a good idea.
Yeah, 4v5 level 11, that's not. Now, only 10 shots left on 4. This battlefield is Bellvue's oyster here.
Looks like they're gonna get that top camp and push down top. GF can take this bottom. They should really dive this and then back immediately and defend the sappers, or try and retake mid and then defend the sappers.
This is a really good macro decision here from GF, though. They know they do get one. They might be able to get one of these pumpkin sappers in the bottom, but they know they can't respond to the top, so they counter pressure bottom. Well done. They actually get in one pumpkin sapper.
Unfortunately, there is going to be a boss picked up, so it's going to be another 4 shots.
And however, they did not rotate to these sappers in time, or did they? Dahaka is just now getting here, and he is so far keeping them out. Boss is there.
Actually, this is... I don't think... well, if they can get the 16 advantage, I don't think Bellvue should fight into this this tower. Yeah, it's a good decision.
Yeah, there's no reason to. They take the fort back instead, and then get ready for the next objective.
Yeah, picking up those two towers, you definitely don't want to fight in between both bell towers.
No reason to. So,
I lost you there, Mongoose.
No, can you hear me? Hear me okay?
Hello?
I can hear you. You hear me? Testing, testing. Hear me? Can you hear me? Oh.
Hi,
Can you hear me? Ah, okay, well, in the meantime, we have a huge stay a while and listen. 3 members caught by Kael'thas. Ana goes down. GF Gaming forced to retreat once again. However, fighting back hard, doing their best to stay in. Diablo is just now arriving, and he's going to engage into this hard. He does catch the Raynor. Raynor is certainly going to go down, as does Karazim, as does Muradin. That is 4-4-1 in favor of Bellvue College. They will certainly take this bottom fort, and then they will rotate to mid. This is going to be game.
The red team has destroyed a fort. Be swift, heroes.
any luck?
Hey, now I hear you. That was weird.
Huh. Yeah.
I could hear you the whole time. That was really weird.
Oh, could you? Yeah, I couldn't hear you at all. I was I was like, should I keep talking? I don't know. Talking to myself.
So, pretty dominant performance coming out by Bellvue there.
Yeah, look that way. Yeah, I think I mean, no, not to take anything away from Bellevue. They obviously played, I think, pretty flawlessly both games. But GF really was just shooting themselves in the foot there, taking those 4v5s, staying a little bit too long here and there. That aggressive invade in the early game set them back when they didn't bring the Dahaka down in time. They left their backline exposed to the Diablo flank. Yeah, it's just little missteps that can be definitely solved pretty easily, I think.
Let's jump into lobby 1.
Sounds good. Can you hear me now?
I can. So piling on to what you said, like I feel like in those team fights, like maybe Bellevue a little bit stronger mechanically, but I didn't feel like it was this like huge insurmountable difference in team fighting skill. It was that GF was always fighting from a disadvantage that was
Hmm.
born out of decisions that they should have made differently.
Right. Like I think like even in those team disadvantaged team fights, you saw like glimpses of solid play from
Yeah, sure.
GF. Like Star Kitten was hitting some really good palms, cycling out some good heals. Jaina or Cajun Canuck on Jaina landed some really big rings, put out a lot of damage. Dahaka hit a lot of tongues. Like there's a lot of like things that went really well. It's just yeah, like I said, they just kept shooting themselves in the foot.
Let's see. Yeah. So Bellevue College staying 12-0, a team I will likely not play. We are not close enough in this.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, there he is.
Hello.
12-0, guys. How you feeling after that one?
Uh, pretty good. Pretty good. End the week on 2 wins and also just a little bit of boosted play in the middle, but that's okay. We ended it with victory.
So, I think we were talking beforehand. You said you guys were new to NGS this season. Am I remembering that right?
Yes, we are new to NGS.
So, talk about where you guys are now, about halfway through this. Actually, I think officially. Expectations going into the season, where were you guys at? And now, where are your expectations at now that you've played halfway through and you have a feel for the division?
Expectations going in, we kind of just came into the tournament thinking we'll take it seriously, but we're not going to take it super seriously. So more sort of casual, but also making sure that we want to win when we can. And coming in new, we didn't really know how the placements worked in divisions. So we kind of just threw our hands up in there and was like, wherever we get placed, let's just feel it out and see how the games go. And obviously, being 12-0 now, we feel pretty confident with where we're at. Hopefully, this kind of shows that we're maybe a little underrated in terms of division. And yeah.
Noting your portraits. There's a lot of masters on your team for a Div B team, so we were a little surprised.
Yeah.
It's interesting. So for us, our Hotslogs profiles are kind of funky. I guess we don't have a lot of replays uploaded, and a good chunk of us don't play like a ton of Hero League. We get all of these portraits are all from Team League. A large portion of our team has been Grandmaster Team League for a while, and so we're kind of surprised to see. Oh yeah, I guess our average MMR falls around low diamond, high plat, but it is what it is.
Yeah,
Right.
I can. I'm a team captain. I'm actually in your division as well. We won't
Yeah.
play because we're at the bottom of the standings and you guys are at the top. So chances are we won't see each other. Um, but I'm also a mod, and I can tell you, the placements that the league does with the new team coming in are really tough.
Yeah.
I get team captains. It's frustrating when you're playing against a team that maybe you feel is overplaced. So the staff hears that feedback. Kind of what I tell people is, well, we had 180 teams coming in, 70 new teams. If placement's pretty good, and if we nail 90% of the placement, which is pretty high, that means 18 teams are too high or too low. So there's always going to be those outer liars, and even when teams are placed correctly, there's always going to be a first place team and a last place. So, I mean, it is what it is.
For sure.
Yep.
Yeah, I think for the most part, NGS does actually a really good job. I think you were telling me that I don't think it was you, or maybe it was Mega Man. Someone was saying last week that it was like between Div C and Div A is like 200 points in MMR or something.
Like, I actually have it right here in front of me. Exactly what
That's so wild.
I mean, 180 teams, all the middle teams are clumped really
Right.
close, really close. So the bottom of Div D is 2,000 MMR, and the top of Div B is 2,500. So between D, C, and B is 500 MMR.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Well, congratulations. Any kind of thoughts about those games? Anything that jumped out at you? Patroms, is that how you would say it?
Catroms, yeah,
Catroms.
whatever.
Close.
It doesn't work either way. Our team is used to having our names butchered. We've
Oh, we
watched
did it
Heroes of
too. We did it.
Yeah, we
100%.
we watch our games afterwards that are casted, and especially the Heroes of the Dorms ones, and we always kind of laugh at how our names always get butchered. It's a little bit of a meme in our group now.
Right on. How'd you
Yeah.
guys do in dorm?
So 2 years ago, we played under Bellevue College and reached Sweet 16 before we got obliterated by LSU. But that didn't feel super bad because I believe two of that dorm team from LSU is in the HGC right now.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
Nice. Right on. Draft wise, I didn't have too many questions. A lot of your drafts were pretty standard, made a lot of sense. Where's the Maev though? Me and Mongoose were talking. Nobody in your division likes the Maev, and I was sad. She's
Yeah,
pretty
I
awesome,
haven't
guys.
seen him much in B West. Have you guys seen a lot of Maya?
We played against a little bit of it. It's escaping me the name of their team, but Pugs Not Drugs played a little bit of Maya versus us. Yeah, I don't.
Amazing.
I remember I remember the team captain's name. I don't remember the name of the team. I would, off the top of my head, I think that's Obscured or Drop Dead Gorgeous. But that's the only one we've run into. For us, really, when it comes to drafting, we just pick what we're comfortable with. It's just a standard that we do all the time. There's no point in picking a character that's really meta, really good right now if we can't play it. So
Fair enough.
Confirmed. Drop Dead Gorgeous. Bugs Not Drugs. Team.
Probably, I'm gonna say that's the best name. I know you liked your Guac Cousteau last season,
Cousteau
Mongoose.
was my name of the season from last season, but Pugs Not Drugs is pretty good.
I like that.
All right,
I didn't
man.
have too many questions. Yeah,
Yeah, it was a
you
pretty,
guys
straightforward
just
set.
played pretty clean. So congratulations.
yeah, thank you very much.
All right, man. We'll catch you around. And Famous, it's always fun getting in here. I always like having a second party to bounce stuff off of, so I don't have to.
Well, I always love coming on. Love casting with you. So appreciate the opportunity.
Yep, thanks for the cast.
Yeah, anytime, guys. We'll catch you around for sure. You'll definitely be seeing me, of course. Well, actually, probably not. We're not catching. There's no way we're catching.
Yeah, good luck with your matches, though. I'll see you around.
Thanks, man. Congrats again. 12-0 Bellevue College. Famous, shout outs. Where can people?
I'm trying to rock a Twitter right now. I think I have one follower.
Nice. Well, for those who want to know, it is that way. It's down there under name right there.
There you go. Famous underscore hots or hots
That's
underscore
it.
one of those. Yeah, I don't have a Twitch, but you guys will see me hopping around different casters in the in NGS. I'm kind of reining in myself to be the resident co-caster. Don't have the technology to quite do it myself, but like participating. So hopefully back on the Mongoose channel.
Yeah, for sure. Sometimes that's the best role, man. You just show up and talk hot. All the rest of the stuff goes with it.
Exactly.
When's uncomfortably numb playing again?
Oh, we just got blown out last night. So we're done for the week.
Reset for next week.
Yep. We might be going through some roster changes and maybe also some positioning changes. We're gonna have some fun with the rest of the year as well. So I might not be playing tank. Things might get wild. Ooh.
Crazy.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, have a good night, all. Thanks to anybody who is hanging out. And I am probably done for this week, but I will be back next week, 100% casting and playing at some point. So twitch.mongoose_22. Hit the follow button. If you really want to help me out, hit the sub button on YouTube. If we get to 100 subs on YouTube, we can random series of numbers and letters. Of course, have a fantastic night, everyone, and we'll see you around.
Good night.